Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another photo editing tutorial. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to edit a Polaroid style look on your photos. Now, I know that for the most part, all my editing tutorials are done on Lightroom, but today I'm going to jump over to my iPhone because I assume that most of you probably don't have Lightroom and are looking for a nice, easy way to get that look. Okay, so just jumping over to my phone, I am going to go to an app called Polar. Now, this is pretty much like Lightroom already, but the mobile version. Obviously, there is a mobile version of Lightroom, but for those of you that don't have an Adobe subscription, this is pretty much like exactly the same thing, and it is free on the App Store. So I've already got a photo here that I took in my road trip last year of a few of my friends just chilling on the beach, and we're gonna jump straight into this and get that Polaroid look. So to start off, I'm just going to jump into the tone curves. This is kind of where the Polaroid look comes alive. A lot of the work is done through the tone curve by the use of fade and the different colors that are achieved through the RGB channels. So I'm going to click on curves, go to the main RGB editor and bring some points onto the tone curve. I'm going to bring the fade up quite a bit because as we see on Polaroids there is quite a bit of fade. So bringing that all the way up. I mean, although Polaroids do have that very unique style, it's actually not edited that much. So the tone curve we're going to leave at about there for now, and then we're going to go into the individual channels as well. So I'm going to start off with the red channel and just do a nice basic S curve on this one, just adding points to the tone curve and bringing it up and down on the highlights and shadows. We'll adjust this a bit later to get the specific colors that you would want as well. Next we're going to move on to the green, again just dropping some points on and create that basic S curve. Again, you can make these adjustments to your liking and the different colors that you want to achieve. So by adjusting these tone curves, you are affecting the highlights and shadows of these individual color channels that make up the photo. And then lastly, I'm going to jump over to the blue one, and I think I want to add a bluish pinkish color into the highlights. So I'm going to bring the highlights of the blue tone curve just up a bit, and for the shadows, I don't think we want to do too much. I think I'm going to leave it there, bring up the fade of that a bit. There we go, that's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do next is go over to the split toning just to add to this color feel that the Polaroid has. So in the shadows, I'm going to go with the nice blue color, just bring that up a bit. That is looking pretty cool over there. And in the highlights, I think that I'm going to go with the nice pinkish kind of color. Again, Polaroids are so different and there's so many different styles that you can get, but I'm just editing this to my liking, and again you can just choose the colors that you want. If you want to go for more of a warmer feel, you can bring it over to the reds, the oranges. If you want a cooler feel, you can keep it in the blues, but like I said, I'm going to go with a pinkish kind of feel for now. And then just to balance this photo out a bit, I'm going to go over into the light segment of the editing and just bring up the shadows of the picture because we can see it's a bit dark in the middle over there. So I'm going to bring that up, and I'm also going to bring the highlights down just a little bit, not too much. That is looking pretty good. So already you can see we're starting to get that nice Polaroid look. Up next, I am going to move over to the grain, and this is found in the effects tab. If we go over there, go to the grain amount, I'm going to bring the grain amount up to about 25 because Polaroid, just most films in general, do have quite a bit of grain in them. I'm going to bring that up, and then the size, I'm going to bring the size right up to about 60. So that's looking pretty good over there, and already from the original you can see we've made some progress. I do think, however, that I need to bring the exposure up, so I'm going to go back to the light segment and click on exposure and just drag that up a little bit. That is looking pretty good. I still feel like the shadows are very dark, but we've already brought the shadows up, so I'm going to bring the blacks up a bit as well, just to capture more of that detail in the shadows. We can bring that up just a little bit as well. There we go. That's looking a bit better now. And then lastly, for the HSL, I don't think we need to mess with this too much. Again, the colors are up to you and what kind of look you want to achieve. But just those greens in the background, I think I want to change that to more of an orangey feel. So I'm going to go to the hue of the yellow and just drag that all the way down to about -50. That looks pretty cool. And also just going to bring the luminance of that up just a bit. And then we go over to the greens as well. I'm going to bring the green hue all the way to the left just to make it a bit more orange. There we go, that's looking pretty cool. And then last but not least, I'm going to bring the blues over into more of an aqua feel. So go over to the blue hue and drag that to the left. There we go. So if we compare that to the original, it's looking pretty cool, not gonna lie. I do feel that I want to add a bit more blue into the photo, so instead of changing all the colors, so what I am going to do though is go over to the color and affect the temperature and just drag that a bit cooler, just because I want it to be a bit cooler of a photo. Because you know, you always want to have that cool feel in photographs. That was such a boring joke. Okay, but from there, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go over to the right bottom corner and hit save. I'm gonna save this as a copy just so we don't affect the original. That's gonna save to your camera roll. And what I'm gonna do next is go over to a different app. This is called Afterlight. It is not free on the App Store, but I think it's only a few dollars or $1. It's really cheap, so you can check it out. And this is also just a really powerful editing app, but it gives you the option of adding borders to your photos. So I'm gonna click on that one, bring it into Afterlight. So obviously we've edited this already, so we don't need to edit it again. But we can see that it's looking pretty cool. First of all, I'm gonna go over and crop the image into a 4:3 crop, which is common in most Polaroids. You can also crop it into a square if you want to. A lot of Polaroids are square, but for this photo, I'm gonna go to 3:4. Just place them nicely in the middle of the photo, hit the check, and then we're gonna move over to the borders. Now, Afterlight does offer an instant film pack, but this is an additional cost to the app as well. So if you want to go ahead and buy this, you can. I'm just going to hit try for now just to show you what you can do with the app. And from here, you got all your different Polaroids, so you can click on the different things and achieve the exact look that you want to. So I mean, that is pretty much the look that we've been going for. That is the Polaroid look. So I think we've achieved what we set out to do. So after that, you can hit the check and save this to your camera roll. Obviously I haven't bought it, so I can't do that right now, but that is how you achieve the Polaroid look. So from that, you can upload that to Instagram and start sharing your Polaroid photos with the world. I hope this tutorial has helped you guys. Please do leave a like if it did help you, and also if you have any other suggestions or topics that you want me to talk about, any other tutorials you want me to make on iPhone editing or even more Lightroom editing, because that is where the majority of my channel is focused. Other than that, I just want to say a huge thank you again. I really do appreciate all the support. If you did like the video, please leave a like. If you are new around here, hit the subscribe button, and in the meantime, stay weird, don't die, and make it happen. I'll see you guys in the next one.